Gentlemen, what's up? Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to do something cool to add some value to your life here. What I want to do is I want to pull an excerpt, a meditation out of my book of meditations, and I want to go over it and ask AI what it thinks about it. I thought it was kind of a cool twist, something new, novel, different, and maybe we can learn a little bit more this way. I'm going to interact and I'm going to explain maybe what I thought when I wrote this down and if I match what AI is saying or they are picking up on something different. So I'm a huge fan of Stoicism, and I'm a huge fan of Marcus Aurelius's Book of Meditations. Now, this is just his journal. Well, he was the emperor of Rome, and he was a young man, and he was a vast commander of a vast legion of an army and taking over and conquering land and running Rome. So this wasn't made to be a book. This is just his raw thoughts and interpretations of life. So I made my own book of interpretations, and this piece is out of that interpretation. And then we're going to ask AI what it thinks. So here we go. No matter what we get to, after a period of time, it will become normal. And that normal will become numb. And in that numbness, what was once a paradise is now a prison. And then this is what AI had to say. What you're describing is the paradox of human adaptation. Our ability to normalize circumstances is both our strength and our trap. What once feels extraordinary eventually dulls into a routine, and that routine can start to feel confining instead of freeing. The cycle of normalization, it breaks it down here. Novelty sparks wonder. At first, new experiences or environments feel like paradise, fresh, exciting, full of possibilities. Then adaptation sets in. Over time, the mind adjusts. What was once rare becomes ordinary, and the thrill fades. Numbness follows. Without freshness, comfort can morph into monotony, and security into a sense of being trapped. Rebellion or renewal. Eventually, people seek change to break free from the prison of sameness. Now it says why this happens. Human psychology is wired for homeostasis. That means we seek balance and stability at all times. But that very stability makes us less sensitive to joy over time. Paradise becomes a prison, not because it changes, but because we do. Our expectations evolve and our hunger for meaning pushes us forward. Whoo-wee! Yeah, what I was thinking at this time was a piece from Garrett White where he said, if you spend too much time at your peaks, they'll become your valleys. Now, this means to me that if you celebrate and you ride the high for too long and you seek pleasure and you sit in that pleasure for too long, pleasure and comfort, which the body seeks, we have an adaptation, a mammalian adaptation system in our deep underpinnings from evolutionary times. We were built, our software system, we were built for a time that no longer exists. For more years, we had to adapt and survive than we have had this technology and where we are now. So we're just adapting and using it on this modern day, which is getting us in trouble. Now, we have a system, a dopamine system. My number one piece of advice here would say, when you do win or you do hit a peak in your life, great, celebrate it, enjoy it. Ride that for 24 hours. And my rule is 24-hour win, 24-hour celebration, or flip it the other way, 24-hour loss, 24-hour sadness or mourning. Either way, I cannot allow that peak to become normalized. I have to digest it precisely, and I have to understand it quickly. And then I have to shift gears and move in a different direction because it will become normal. And I don't want to stay at ordinary. I want new, because this is what happens, is the cycle is vicious and you keep hitting those peaks and they keep becoming your valleys. You keep experiencing and finding that comfort and pleasure, and then you find the valley right after. And this is just the cycle of dopamine. I highly suggest, I'll put down some links here of some videos describing it because they can do a better understanding breakdown video than I can. But dopamine is the pleasure when you think about or do anything that makes you feel good. Even your thoughts can have that when you're anticipating coffee, snacks, sugar, sex, loud music, porn, whatever it is. When you anticipate it, dopamine starts surging, and then it makes you want more, 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 more. And then to balance that dopamine out, we have a pain pleasure. So pain starts setting in. If the pleasure gets too high, your body starts stacking on pain, and that's why you get it come down in the crash. So I'll link some videos for you to understand this. I highly recommend you understand the dopamine balance and the scale inside of you. This is huge. This is a really big piece of everything in your life. It has to do with every arena of your life. So understand the dopamine pain pleasure paradox and celebrate for 24 hours and also be sad and down and mourn for 24 hours. Now, what you're going to experience is more of a level flow to your life instead of the myth we've all been told. You know, you're going for your Mount Everest, but in reality, there is no Mount Everest. Life just keeps on going. However, I have like a temporary for now Mount Everest. And what that is I want a purpose, a deep meaning in my life. I want to provide fulfillment for others with my purpose. So that's one really deep part of my fulfillment in life in my Mount Everest. The other part is 1,000 acres on my own ranch with my own people, with my family, loved ones, fishing, hunting, fucking riding fast cars and dirt bikes and four-wheelers, and speaking to the youth, speaking to people, speaking my authentic truths and being my own self and pushing to find the best version of me. That's my Mount Everest in multiple different areas of my life. That's where I want to be. Most men don't even know what their temporary Mount Everest is. They're just riding that high of getting to that next peak. They're putting in effort, they're enjoying it, they hit that peak, and now it becomes normal and they sink back down. You need to have a blueprint, a map, and you have to, strategize your way. Okay, peak 1. Here, I'm going to enjoy it. We're going to be here, and then we're going to strategize and plan out and blueprint step 2, peak 2. How do we get to peak 2? Now, this is just something you're going to have to focus on. You're going to have to find either a way, a coach to help you with. You're going to have to do it yourself, or you're going to have to get on YouTube and watch a bunch of free videos and try to sew it all together. That's why I'm trying to offer it in one package with my Better Man protocol and the podcast and these videos. I'm really trying to help especially men. I don't care if women watch my content and get value from it. Great. This is how men operate. This is the advice that I'm giving. Speak your mind. Cool. Debates and understanding is in education is where it all lies, right? So I'm not saying that all my things I say are right, but these are my opinions, right? And I'm trying to help other men through the downfalls and the successes that I've had in my life as a man. So yeah, with that being said, we got to find your trajectory. We got to find your Mount Everest, and then where you want to strategize and how you're going to celebrate and how you're going to mourn and how you're going to move forward through losses. And a lot of that will be through stoicism. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to learn to be stoic men. And that is men that are very understanding, patient, calm, but strong, and will step into the arena to prove their point, to stand up for what they believe in. And that's what we'll be building on this channel. Lambz the Lionz, man. I came up with this because like the logo back here in the ground, it's a lamb here in the middle, and then a female lioness, or the halfway stage of the male, and then the full version of the king, the lion. And it's transformation in every form possible in your life. So yeah, I'm going to start doing this. I think this is cool. I'm going to start doing this more. I think I could bring a lot of value to people. This also teaches me while I am teaching and professing. And this is cool. This is how you do it the best, because while you're learning, it's the freshest, you're the most passionate about it. And there's no pressure. We're trying to help each other here, guys. And if it works out, and if you want to buy some of my merch, and if you want to join my shit, cool. If not, then don't. Keep watching the free stuff. You decide what level you want to tangle with. That's all. So no pressure here, but also tune in, subscribe, share if you think somebody can help with this or you like this message. I'll have a bunch of short clips of this as well. But yeah, so cool. Till next time, stay fresh, rise and rise again until lambs become lions.